The moment is finally here. You had to wait an extra year to be inducted into the Hall of Fame officially due to the pandemic, but now that you're so close to that moment, how are you feeling?
I'm feeling great. It's not been a problem to be patient and wait, and I'm thankful that the Hall of Fame decided to do that and allow us to have a genuine ceremony. If we haven't had to wait all this time, it was really worth it.
And then for you, obviously, you're going to join your dad in the Hall of Fame. You know, he's right here behind us in the Hall of Honor room. But you were here when he was inducted. You helped induct him into the class in 2010. What do you think he would say to you on induction night if he could?
You know, he would be proud. It's hard for me to understand really what he might say, but he would be proud, and I think he would really just enjoy the people that are going to be here. We're inviting some people that were part of that experience and part of my career, and he would enjoy seeing them and interacting with them, and you know. But outside of that, it's really hard to understand what he might say. You know, the words he might use, but it really is a great feeling to go into the Hall of Fame with him, and there's a son wants his father's approval, you know, all his life, and you know, whether it's, you know, playing sports or whatever you're doing, you want your dad to think you did a good job or tell you did a good job. And I feel like, you know, he would without question be proud of this, you know, and I would hear him say that, you know, if he were here. A lot of times we do things and he might not tell you what you wanted to hear. Not every, you know, he wasn't always really forthcoming with that type of conversation or language, and he was kind of always tough on the exterior. But I know that he would probably let it all hang out on something like this and really be upfront and honest.
Yeah, absolutely, and I'm sure he is certainly proud. When you think about just everything from start to finish, growing up around the sport, watching him race, the, you know, tragedy that you unfortunately experienced, to now your career and this moment, can you put that into perspective for me?
It feels like it sort of. It feels like it's been a lot of lifetimes mashed into one. You know, I think that I was just, you know, words really don't feel like they do it justice. And I want to keep saying the word blessed, but it doesn't seem like it really captures the emotion that I feel when I think about all the things that I got to experience. And, but I was very lucky, you know, I was so fortunate time and time again, you know. And when I was young and coming into, you know, racing as a driver, I didn't have any expectations. I didn't have like, I hope this happens, or I hope I can accomplish this many wins or this many championships. I had zero expectations. I never even thought I would make it. You know, when I was 14, 15, 16 years old, I thought it's not going to happen. There's only a handful of people that get to do it. I'm not going to get the chance. Even with the connections and association that I had, I still felt like it was far out of reach. And so when I finally did get behind the wheel and started racing in the Cup Series, anything that happened was a bonus, or, you know. And so as we won and as we succeeded and continued forward, all of it was just like icing on the cake. It was crazy. So, and I've always really loved, I've always really liked affirmation and confirmation. Hey, you're doing a good job. Hey, this is the right choice. Hey, that was smart, what you just did. That's what fuels me. And this is like the biggest box you could check for affirmation, right? 'Cause
Right.
you got the whole industry sort of agreeing that you were an asset, you were valuable, you were important. That's such a great feeling. That's all I ever wanted from this whole thing, was for people to be glad I was here.
Yeah. Well, and people are most certainly happy that you're here. Obviously, you kind of help, make the sport what it is. You're a 15-time most popular driver. You kind of transcended, NASCAR itself. You were featured in Rolling Stone, a Jay-Z music video, MTV Cribs, all of those things that are on such a huge platform. But yet you were able to remain so humble. You stayed in North Carolina where you were born and raised. How were you able to do that, going through those experiences and reaching those peaks, right? But also just staying true to your roots.
Your childhood, all the things that happened to you in your childhood are going to sort of cement this person you'll be going forward. And so, there are a lot of things that happened when I was young, good and bad, that formed those guidelines and that rail, or the bumpers, that was part of it. But also the people that you spend time with and the people you're around. If you're around people that encourage you, poor behavior or bad behavior, you tend to lean that way. But lucky for me, I was kind of always surrounded with not only good people that were setting great examples for me as far as making decisions, but also people that had my best interest. It would have been so easy, I think, for me to fall into a group that was really not looking out for me. But I was always lucky in the fact that I was around people that did look out for me. I certainly positioning myself with my sister and hiring her as a general manager back in '03 or whenever that happened was one of the best things I did for my professional career. The trust that you have with somebody like that, is so strong. So, and then meeting my wife, Amy, when she changed my life in so many ways, it's ridiculous. I was a completely different person when we first met than I am today. And everything about my life got better. Even before I became her husband, even before I became a father, she just continued to improve my life and help me see the world in a different way and help me really enjoy it. I was such a shy sort of introvert, and I would have been that way the rest of my life. Believe it or not, I would lock myself in the bus on the race weekends and just sit there and play video games, and I did the same thing at home unless I was signed up to go do something else. I didn't want to leave. And she's like, I'm not living that way. We're getting out. We're going to dinner. What? Dinner? Why would I want to do that? I can cook this food in the kitchen. But she's like, we got to go see. I need to be around people, And anyways, that was just kind of the start of the transformation. But I just been really lucky to be around, all the dominoes fell in the right place, and I'm so thankful that people view me that way. It's the weirdest thing to talk about yourself, but I've read a couple articles this week, and in those comments from either articles or things that I've seen from people that I've worked with, that I've interacted with throughout my career, for them to say that they really appreciated me just as a person means that's the most important thing. That's better than any trophy or any win that I ever had on the racetrack.
Yeah, I took some time to read through some of those articles, and I think everyone echoed the same sentiment, right? It was just, Dale's always been such a good person. He was there to do the hard interviews, the easy interviews, and so I think, like you said, everyone just really appreciates who you've always been despite the fame and accolades and everything else.
Well, I think the affirmation that I feed off of, that's what that is, and it motivates you to go seek more of it. And so if being a good person gets you what you want, you continue to be that, and it's motivation to maintain that, right? And so I'm thankful for those people sharing those opinions. It really matters to me a lot. That's probably going to be, I might be wrong, but that might be the best part of the whole experience this weekend is hearing that.
Is there a moment for you that still seems surreal that it happened or that you got to experience it?
Yeah. all of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I really, I'm telling you, I mean, people, I think when I say the words, like, I never expected to succeed in the cup level. I never thought I would make it. I know that stuff sounds so cliche, but I literally didn't think it was going to happen. And I was okay with that. Like, I had already made my mind up, like, all right, I'm going to be a service mechanic at a dealership. I'm going to be, this is my life. This is the direction. And that was it. I was okay with that, you know. And in literally just a few months, my life took a hard left turn. And racing became this opportunity and a reality. But it really, there for a while, didn't look like it was happening. And nobody around me, my dad included, were giving me any indication that it was going to happen, right? It was, Dad was busy with his career. He wasn't hands-on with me sitting down going, all right, man, what are we going to do? So I was just kind of going along, becoming this person that I was going to be, whatever that is, you know. But so, like, when I say everything that happened to me in the racing world was just a bonus, it really was, because I didn't think it was going to happen. So it's been pretty awesome.
Has it ever been hard for you to know that you are such an ambassador and you're so important to the sport and you matter that much to NASCAR? Has it ever been hard to kind of carry that weight?
No, it's not, because it's hard to see it. It's hard for me to look at it and it's like I'll talk to Mike Davis and Tony Mayoff with my brand team. They can see it. From their perspective, they go, this is your clout, this is your leverage, this is your influence. I'm looking right at it, and I'm like, that makes no sense to me. I don't think so. And so, you know, I just, you know, I don't, so it doesn't bother me, because it's not something tangible that I can actually look at and understand. But I love to have influence on the sport, because I love it and I want it to be great, and I want it to be successful. My ideas and thoughts and opinions aren't always right. I think I have some good ones, but there are times when I'll go down the road and think, man, you've changed my mind. I really like what you're saying. That's better than my idea. So I've learned to be flexible, and I've learned to have an open mind. That's for sure.
Well, and you're still insanely busy with the sport. You're now part of the NBC Sports family. You're covering the races there. You're testing just so you feel like you can give the right perspective. You went to Daytona recently and done that. You're still racing once a year in the Xfinity Series. So you chose that route versus just relaxing on a beach somewhere in retirement. Have you enjoyed that? Would you change it at all?
The beach and relaxing sounds amazing, but I got 2 little girls. Their lives take a priority over mine. They have school, they have experiences in front of them, things to do, and a life to live that I want to be available for. And I wouldn't want to prioritize myself and everything that I might want in this moment and take that opportunity away from them. And so, and plus, you know, we have some good roots here where we are in North Carolina and close to the industry, and we've got a lot of friends, and we do have, you know, that beach ain't going anywhere. Right. We'll be on that beach one day and enjoy it, but for now we still got a lot of work to do, right? We still got a lot of things we want to achieve and a lot of things we want to experience.
All right, let's talk about what you're putting in your Hall of Fame case over here. What were some of the important things that you picked out, and why? Well,
I really, the wins and trophies and on-track stuff was pretty easy. I did put the helmet from the 2001 July win in Daytona. Was a great story. We shared a lot of great videos on our social media about all those artifacts and what they meant. It was important for me to put some of the things in there that were not on-track related. The podcast stand and microphone, and the microphone flag from NBC, to represent my broadcasting that I've done, and just try to really kind of. I tried to put things in there and include things in there that told the story, not just like, man, this was an important race or a big win and this is a great trophy, but what tells the story of the career, and how do you recognize or acknowledge like the MTV Cribs or the Rolling Stone magazine and things like that, that were really things that were kind of new for all of us, and new for the sport and good for the sport. So it was fun. It was fun to pick what you could pick, and there are two things that aren't in there that you'd love to put in there, but it's only so much room in the case.
Right. Thinking about the ceremony, you mentioned your two daughters, Amy, your sister, other friends and family. What will it be like for you just to take in that moment with them?
My wife's thrilled, and she's going to be a part of the ceremony. She's coming up on stage to introduce me, I suppose. But I'm so glad that she's going to be incorporated and wove into this evening. My little girls are so young that it's hard to know exactly what they're picking up on and whether they truly understand what's happening. And so I think that this is going to be like an ongoing project to educate my daughters on my life, and my racing career and everything else we did, and our family and all of the things that we were involved in. It's going to be a lot of fun, and some of that stuff they're going to be like, yeah, whatever. It's okay. And some of it might be cool, but we'll see. It'll be fun to find out what gets them excited and what they're interested in and what they could care less about. But they'll be here today. I can't wait till they get here. And I love sharing those moments with them. That they're everything about an experience gets better when they're part of it.
Absolutely. What's next for Dale Jr.?
Well, what's next for me? I would love to continue broadcasting and love being in the booth with the guys. We have a lot of fun. I'm trying to build a lot of business opportunities that are equity-based. We have, filter time with Blake. It's a partnership that I love. We just announced our High Rock Vodka brand that me and Amy have equity in. So we're owners in these businesses, and I'm trying to create things that I can pass down to my girls, and that will go beyond, just my generation or even their generation, And so we're working hard on several things like that. But just being a dad and enjoying life with them, spending as much time with them as I can, and try to win some more races with Junior Motorsports. Being a team owner is exciting and as fun as ever. And so the sport's changing so much right in front of us. I'm enjoying just being an observer and a fan of that and seeing where we're going.
Perfect. I'll talk to you all day, but we'll end it there. That was all great stuff.
Thank you.
I appreciate you.
My
Appreciate
pleasure.
your time.
You got it.